What is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we are going to be going over all of the Season 1 One Will Rise players and kind of doing our little award ceremony for Season 1. So I did this at the end of 2K20 and I had a lot of fun doing it, so I made my own Season 1 One Will Rise awards, in which we'll be crowning the most valuable player, the defensive player of the year, best token award, just so many different awards that we are going to give out today, and I couldn't be more excited to do so. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, please smash the subscribe button as we're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. So now remember, before I go any further, these are my personal opinions. So when we get to some of these players, remember, it's my personal opinion. So a lot of these guys are my favorite players, and you guys might disagree completely, but that's okay. That is what makes these types of videos so fun for me to do. So hopping into the first card here, or the first topic here, we get into the cheesiest player in NBA 2K Season 1 One Will Rise. So I thought about putting a guy like Rick Smits in here, but in my opinion, Ralph Sampson is basically that type of a player. And Ralph gives you every bit of what Rick Smits is going to give you, except Ralph is just a little bit better because he's more of a complete player. Do I like Ralph personally? No, but there's no doubt about it. You know, Zeb Warrior, the guy that qualified on PlayStation, did run Ralph Sampson. So he is very, very cheesy. Giannis being 6'11" with his 80-some speed is just absolutely ridiculous on the court. And if there's a Giannis in the game, he's automatically going to be one of the cheesiest cards. Third cheesiest being Steph Curry. We all know what Steph Curry can do. Thing about it is, I don't want to give one award to the same player, but as far as the cheesiest player is concerned, how could I not give the cheesiest player to Steph Curry? How am I supposed to? The dude got Hall of Fame, range extender, a ton of other Hall of Fame badges. I think he has 7 Hall of Fame badges. Comes with 40 gold badges. Incredible stats. Can even defend at a pretty high level. Steph Curry is undoubtedly the cheesiest player in NBA 2K Season 1. As far as the defensive player of the year, we do got a lot of good defenders in the game. Now, Giannis didn't make this list because really Giannis could be nominated for almost every single award. But as far as the defensive player of the year, or the player of the Season 1, we got Michael Cooper, who comes with Hall of Fame clamps and is probably the only budget option here. Obviously, Bill Russell is free, but you got to grind so much for Bill Russell. So Michael Cooper for 10 to 15K, and it comes with Hall of Fame clamps, incredible lateral quickness. I wish his speed just was a little bit higher. Draymond Green, we all know what he's going to give you. 6'7", can honestly compete at that center position because of his Hall of Fame defensive badges. And, you know, he's just a very, very great defender at 6'7", gets crazy fake contests. And Bill Russell, 6'10", can't shoot, but on the defensive end, comes with like 84 speed, 74 lateral quickness at 6'10", incredible defensive badges, defensive animations. When it comes down to it, I do firmly believe that Diamond Bill Russell is my favorite defensive player in the game. Now, is he better than Draymond Green? No, but on the defensive end, I will take Bill Russell 10 times out of 10 over Draymond Green. Now, when we go into the most overrated player in NBA 2K21, when I say overrated is when I first saw the player, I thought, wow, this player is going to be good. Even maybe I used him a couple of times and was like, wow, this player is good. And then you just use him more and more and you're like, okay, like what is he really doing for me on the court? So the first player is Paul Pierce. When he first was out early on in the season, and Paul Pierce is still usable, don't get me wrong, but I hate his release. He has steady shooter. He shoots the most long twos out of anybody I've ever seen in 2K history. He just limits what you can really do. I think he's 6'7", and you can't really play the 4 because he can't really rebound the ball. At the 3, he's not bad, but again, he just shoots a lot of those long twos. He's not bad, but for being a pink diamond, he's just not that good. As far as Kristaps Porzingis is concerned, when he first came out, I was super, super excited because I thought he was going to be the player I ran in the first qualifier, but he just gets killed on the defensive end. He's slow, not super agile, kind of gets killed on the boards, even though he is 7'3". You know, a guy like George Mikan will absolutely dominate Kristaps Porzingis every single time. So when Kristaps first came out, he was one of my favorite cards, but now I just can hardly even use him. A guy like Pink Diamond Brandon Roy is a guy, when you saw Brandon Roy come out, you were like, oh no, here we go. But he's just not very good. It's similar kind of to a Magic Johnson. If you wanted to put Magic Johnson in here, you definitely could do that. Because Magic Johnson, you know, gets all the hype. Even I was hyping Magic Johnson up. And then it just turns out, you know, As far as Brandon Roy is concerned, what? I don't even know. He can't get range extender, I don't think. What does he come with? Bronze clamps? Maybe he doesn't even come with clamps. But his clamps can't even be upgraded, I don't think, to gold. And so it just kind of limits what he can do. Now, he might be able to get gold clamps. I don't really know. But as far as just as a player is concerned, I think Brandon Roy is pretty overrated as well. When it comes to the most overrated, Brandon Roy took the cake 10 times out of 10. The underrated award, and these three are blow me away. So, early in the game, Kabengele was one of my favorite centers in the game. He can compete on the defensive end, can knock down a decent shot, especially in unlimited now. With as many whites that go in, Kabengele is absolutely knocked down. Do I love him compared to George Mikan? No, absolutely not. But he can still compete. I think he's what, he's only 6'9", but his frame is longer than that. I like playing Kabengele at center, and he's a free domination reward. So as far as a free player was concerned before Bill Russell came out, Kabengele was really the man with the plan. Obviously, you evo him up and you're going to use the Sapphire. Michael Cooper, again, a budget option that I think is massively underrated in NBA 2K21. People hype up Klay to be so much better, but Michael Cooper is right there with Klay Thompson. I think it's super, super close. I'm still taking Klay, but it is super, super close. And Earl to Pearl. If you've ever been to my Twitch streams, you know that I absolutely love Earl Monroe. Now, it gets to the point now where it's like Earl Monroe is a little bit outdated, don't get me wrong, but I still love Earl Monroe. And honestly, in the first Players Lounge tournament, Earl did his thing. Got me through when I didn't really have the best players in the game. So when it comes to the most underrated player of the game, I have to go with Kabengele, because at the end of the day, he's a free player that absolutely nobody talks about. The token reward award is between three guys. And in my opinion, it goes to the guy that is best at each tier. The guy that I personally like the best at their tier. Not the best overall token reward player, because that wouldn't be fair to, the rubies like a Kerry Kittles. It wouldn't be fair to him. But Dave DeBush is a guy at Amethyst that you can use. He has gold clamps. He's not super, super good, because I don't like his jump shot. Can't green consistently with him, but he is decent enough on the defensive end. JoJo White, obviously the best token reward overall, but still you have to put clamp. Yeah, I don't think JoJo White comes with clamps, and so that kind of limits what he can do, because if you buy clamps for him, you're looking at a lot of MT invested into a player that probably isn't going to be here in a month. But JoJo White is still very, very good. Paul George released Pro 2 Dribble 6. I'm pretty confident, at least like the not Pro 2 size up. But he has, because that's Steph Curry. He has a decent size up, similar to KD's. That's what it is, I think, in the size up. So JoJo White is good enough. Then you got Earl the Pearl. Once again, I love Earl the Pearl. If you're looking at a guy that's made the most impact to me personally as far as the token reward, it's Earl the Pearl. Earl Monroe, he was very, very good when I wasn't even to the Pink Diamond Award. And so before the Darren Williams of the world, before the Stephen Currys, Earl Monroe was one of my favorite point guards in the game. The budget MVP, we got three guys here. And these three are probably the three that come to mind for you guys. At least with Boris Diaw, Michael Cooper. You guys might throw Steven Jackson in here. I personally haven't ever really loved Steven Jackson that much, because he's a guy, again, you have to badge out. Whereas Doug Christie comes with those 17 gold badges, I do believe. But Boris Diaw, very, very good, especially if you apply badges. But even with his base card, you don't even have to apply badges, and he is very, very, very solid. Michael Cooper, same thing. Don't really have to apply a ton of badges. He doesn't come with a ton, but you don't have to apply a ton, and he is a very, very solid all-around player. I've talked about Michael Cooper so much already. And Doug Christie, for a month, he was one of the top cards in the game. Still a very good budget option. I just think Michael Cooper is a little bit better, but no doubt about it, Doug Christie was very, very solid for a time, and by far and away the best budget player in NBA 2K20, in my opinion, is Amethyst Michael Cooper. Now you could throw some of those rubies in there like Jackson, or I can't even remember the new Ruby point guard we got that can be badged out, that can become very, very good. But you got to apply badges to all those players, and it gets super, super tough. So that's why I went with Doug Christie. Now we got Mr. Inconsistent. Inconsistent is this. Paul Pierce, for me, for example. I play a guy by the name of Smooth. I don't know if you guys know Smooth, but he's very, very competitive. Paul Pierce went 9 of 10 from the field, probably 7 of 8 from 3 for me versus Smooth. Paul Pierce also can shoot 0 of 95 in a game for me and not knock down one shot. So that's what I mean by inconsistent. Same thing with George Mikan. I can go out there and green 3 in a row, but I can also go out there and white 95 shots with him. And talk about inconsistent. Kristaps Porzingis. Good Lord. I can love him one day, hate him the next day, and he is the epitome of inconsistent. I can't describe. All three of these players are super inconsistent, but Paul Pierce, in my opinion, just because of how good I can be with Pierce, is the reason he is the most inconsistent for me. The best Evo player. So this was a tough one as well. So we got Bob Dandridge here, who when he evos to an amethyst is very good. Don't get it twisted. Bob Dandridge is very good, but he is only 6'6", and I tried playing him at the 4 last night without spending any MT. And he just got fried like a piece of bacon. But at the end of the day, Bob Dandridge is a free card that nobody talks about for being a very good Evo. Kabengele, once again, obviously, in my opinion, one of the most underrated cards in the game, especially when you Evo him up. Then you got Elgin Baylor, who, if we're talking about best Evo, let's be realistic here. Elgin Baylor is still on my best squad at NBA 2K21. So, I mean, if he's on my best squad, how can I not put Elgin Baylor as the best Evo player in Season 1? Is he worth the grind? Absolutely not. But he is really the best Evo we have right now. The auctionable MVP. So, not counting Steph Curry, just all auctionable players. Who is the best player in NBA 2K21 Season 1? So we got Dominique Wilkins, Pink Diamond, who is very solid. You can apply the clamps range, or you can upgrade the clamps. I think it comes with it. Apply the range extender, make him absolutely incredible. You got Darren Williams, who in my opinion, outside of Steph Curry, is the next best point guard. A lot of people would like Stockton more, but give me Darren Williams 10 times out of 10. Or we got Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, Giannis, you guys know as well as me, what his impact on the court is just absolutely crazy. Now, his 3-ball does leave a little bit to be desired, but I absolutely still love Giannis. Another couple of guys that you could throw up here in discussion. You could throw a Stockton up here in discussion. You could throw LeBron James up here in discussion if you truly wanted. There's a lot of good auctionable players that you could really make a case for. But in my opinion, no doubt about it, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best auctionable player in Season 1, One Will Rise. The most valuable player in Season 1. Now, you got Steph Curry. I mean, guys, well, what more do I need to say? You got Steph Curry. You got Dr. J, who you need to lock up so much XP for Dr. J. Don't get me wrong. Dr. J, in my opinion, is the best shooting guard in the game. But you got to do way too much to get him. Draymond Green, another guy you got to lock up. But Dre, the best power forward center in the game. No doubt about it. I'm not going to question it. Best center in the game. I'll say that. I don't know if I'll take Dre over Giannis. But best center in the game. No doubt about it. But when it comes down to it, no question about it. Pink Diamond Stephen Curry is the cheesiest and most valuable player. Next, we're going to get into my all-Ruby team led by point guard Byron Scott. This is the guy I was thinking of earlier that I couldn't remember his name. When you badge him up, he becomes absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to badge him out, but when he's badged out, in my opinion, he's better than the alternative option I had was Kyle Lowry, but I still will take Byron Scott. Eric Gordon's a guy with 90+ speed, silver rating standard as a Ruby player, guys. When you get him, when you get him on the court, you're not going to notice on the offensive end him being a liability. Defensively, leaves a little bit to be desired, but with his speed, ability to knock down the three-pointer, I absolutely love Eric Gordon. Steven Jackson, no doubt about it, at the small forward position, definitely might have deserved to be on the budget list, but in my opinion, I felt Doug Christie deserved it just a little bit more. But again, when you badge Steven Jackson out, this is my all-Ruby team. So pretend all these guys have badges. Steven Jackson absolutely deserves to be on the all-Ruby team. Scalabrini, a guy I don't personally love, but a lot of people in the community will vouch for Scal. He'll be able to knock down an open shot and really get it done. Ruby Tyson Champ, a guy I personally love for under 10K MT. He was on my under 10K budget squad. Absolutely incredible. And if you really don't think you can go out into an unlimited setting and win 90% of the games with this squad, if this squad's badged out, I think you'd be surprised. Because Byron Scott badged out and Steven Jackson badged out make a huge difference. Hopping into my all-Emmy team, led by point guard Sleepy Floyd. Sleepy, man, when you badge him out, trust me, a lot of people will vouch for Sleepy, still to this day being a top 5 point guard. I personally wouldn't go that far, but Sleepy Floyd is still very good. Michael Cooper and Klay Thompson, that duo, I couldn't leave either of those off this list. They both definitely deserve to be on the list. Michael Cooper at the shooting guard position, Hall of Fame clamps. Klay Thompson comes with the gold clamps. Both have incredible lateral quickness. Klay does come with the silver range and Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Boris Diaw, just a complete player, comes with 33 base badges, I do believe. And when you do give him, the range extender if you want to, he could become absolutely incredible. And then we got KP at center. You know, we could go a little 5 out with this little lineup we're running here. And I personally still like KP. He does sell me quite a bit, just on the defensive end more than anything. But especially on the offensive end, this team is getting it done. Hopping into my all-diamond team, you guys are seeing the double point guards. I had no option. Now, LeBron James was very, very close to making this lineup. I just personally like badged out Paul George a little bit more. So we run a Stockton at point guard, D-Will at that shooting guard position. Again, the double point guard system, something that I definitely like, especially at the diamonds here. We got guys that can make plays, and then the rest is really defense. You got Paul George, 6'9", incredible defender. Giannis, 6'11", incredible defender. And Bill Russell, 6'10", incredible defender. I know if you're playing me, you do not want to see this lineup because on the defensive end, it is absolutely incredible. And then my last slide here, the all pink diamond squad right here. Well, at the point guard position, we are running pink diamond Steph Curry. Chef Curry, my MVP. Dr. J, in my opinion, I told you guys earlier, the best shooting guard in NBA 2K21, and I don't think it's that close, to be honest with you. Especially when you badge Dr. J out, he becomes so good. At the small forward position, we do got pink diamond Dominique Wilkins. Same thing. He's pretty similar to Dr. J. I just like the way Dr. J moves just a little bit more. But Dominique Wilkins, again, can get it done at a very, very high rate. You got to badge these players out, but once they are badged out, they become very, very incredible. Paul Pierce did make the cut because he can be so good. I used to hate Paul Pierce, but now it's just like Paul Pierce, he's not that bad. He deserves this spot on my all pink diamond team at the power forward position. And then at center, in my opinion, the best center in the game, maybe him, maybe Bill Russell, it depends on the day. George Mikan, very, very complete on both ends, guys. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. Drop your comments on any of your thoughts on any of these below. Who would you guys have had, as the most inconsistent, as the most underrated? Let me know all of those down below, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.